see that we're on the workshop page and everything, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. Great. Okay. So thanks for joining me tonight. We're going to obviously dig into all things manifestation. Now, there is a lot in manifestation as a whole. So to be honest with you, the hardest part of this for me was keeping it as short as possible, not completely overloading you with information, and you actually leave the workshop just feeling more confused than anything at all. Okay. Right. So just what to expect today. So manifestation is a skill that I wish like everybody had. It is a very, very real thing, and I have manifested so many things into my life. I wrote in my journal in April 2020 that I wanted to be completely self-employed. I wanted to become a self-employed life coach, and that is now my reality. That is now my reality a good couple of months. It just goes to show, like, if you do truly want to manifest something, it can happen. Okay. It's not magic, it's very, very real. And like it can be your best friend if you actually know enough about it and apply the principles which we'll dig into tonight. If you apply those things to your life. Okay. And the way I teach manifestation is with a perfect blend of like the hippie and the how, the woo-woo and the work, if that's what you want to call it. So tonight we will cover the fundamentals and the principles around manifestation. So this would be like the beliefs around manifestation, like beliefs around your own self-worth as well. We will also cover energy, so energy work, energy that you give to people in your everyday life, the energy that you give to the universe, the energy that you are just generally emitting every day, in order for you to be able to manifest, or do the opposite, actually repel your desires. Okay. Then we will cover how to take action, okay, because there is action involved in manifestation. It's not just magic, you know. It will work for you, but you have to do some work yourself. Okay, we can't just say, okay, universe, I want a Range Rover, and we wake up in the morning and it's sitting on the drive. Unfortunately, as much as we would all love that, that's not the case. So we do have to take the action, okay, which we will dig into tonight. Okay. And then lastly, we will touch on masculine and feminine energy principles. Why we will dig into this is because there's an element of surrendering and trusting in the process that we do have to embrace when we're trying to manifest. So we will dig into that as well tonight. Okay, so we are going to just begin with a grounding meditation. This is just a meditation just to get you to relax, just to get grounded, and just fully step into the energy here on the call tonight. Okay, like everybody that's here tonight is here for a positive reason. They want to learn, they want to expand their knowledge, expand their awareness. It's that really, really good positive energy, you know. So feel into that energy, you know, embrace it tonight, because there's not many times that you will go to something, there's not many times that you will be in an energy like this where everybody is there purely for a good and positive and healthy reason. Okay, so just to get comfortable, make sure you're sitting like upright, and make sure like your spine is aligned. Why we are doing this is to make sure that there is no stagnant energy. Okay, that there's no stagnant energy getting blocked in, like we'll say, any of your energy centers or your chakras. Yeah. Okay, so just relax into your seat, sit up straight. Okay, so what we're going to do is begin by slowly rolling out your neck a few times. Roll back your shoulders and wriggle out your jaw. Just completely relax. Now I want you to exhale all of the air out of your lungs through your mouth. We're going to use pursed lips here, so almost like a little pout. This is to ensure that you can take a deep breath back in, and this will also help to relieve any anxiety. By focusing on the exhale, this actually is a lot more of kind of a relief for us. So not just in meditation, but just in everyday life. So if you do struggle to catch your breath at times, if you do struggle with anxiety, this can actually be a huge tool to have, focusing on exhaling first and then taking an inhale. Okay, so just exhale all of the air out of your lungs through pursed lips. You can suck in your belly while doing this, okay, to get all that stagnant air out of those lungs. Now take a deep breath back in through your nose and push your belly out here to maximize the inhale. When you reach the top of this breath, just hold it for a few seconds. And we're going to exhale again through your mouth with pursed lips in a controlled manner. So pulling in the stomach again to make sure you're exhaling all the air. Now once more in, push the belly out. We're going to hold here for 3, 2, 1. Now exhale slowly. You can close your eyes. Now relax your forehead, relax your jaw. Relax your neck and your throat. Relax your shoulders. Relax through your arms and hands. Relax each finger. Relax through your legs. Relax through your feet. Give yourself a few seconds here and embrace this energy. You have nowhere else to be other than right here and right now. You are here to learn and to grow. You are here to expand your awareness. You are here to better yourself. Remember to keep breathing and relax your entire body. Now I want you to tell yourself something. Tell yourself you are capable of achieving the life that you want. You are capable, you are worthy, and you are powerful. And I want you to repeat that to yourself. You are capable, you are worthy, and you are powerful. You are more powerful than you give yourself credit for. The only way you will ever know just how powerful you are is to step into your power. Try the new hobby, go for the job, set up the business. You are powerful. You are more powerful than you give yourself credit for. Breathe in power. Breathe out fear. Breathe in power. Breathe out fear. And just repeat to yourself again that you are capable, you are worthy, and you are powerful. Now just begin to focus on your breath again. Come back to your body. You may open your eyes. Now, I hope we all are feeling a lot more powerful and a lot more worthy and a lot more capable after that. And just generally overall relaxed. As I said, embrace this energy that is here tonight. I know it's online and it's not in person, but energy knows no boundary. Energy knows no distance, you know. Energy is not a physical thing. You know, so step into the energy here tonight, okay? Now, okay, so what is manifestation? Okay, so manifestation is the practice of taking a thought and making it a reality, okay? Making it your reality. It is the belief that our thoughts become our reality. So everything on this planet, everything physical is made up of atoms, which are vibrating constantly at a frequency, okay? So when we feel emotions such as happiness, love, joy, like these are high frequency emotions, okay? When we feel emotions such as hatred, anger, jealousy, these are low frequency emotions, okay? The same can be said with like actions, okay? So actions, we'll say like hugging, actions like we'll say communicating effectively, giving somebody, you know, honesty and respect. They're high frequency action steps, or their high frequency actions. And then things like we'll say maybe bitching, showing aggression, rudeness, things like that, they are low frequency emotions, okay? Now, we want to be on the high frequency vibration, as all of our desires that we want to manifest are on that high frequency, okay? So like we want to be a frequency match for the things that we manifest, okay? Now, so like visualize your higher self and start showing up as them, okay? So like the person that we generally like want to be is like, we don't in our dreams want to be a rude person, okay? That's not the person that we desire to be, okay? So if we don't desire to be a rude person, okay, start showing up as that person who is not rude, okay? Now, hopefully you're not rude yourselves day to day, you know, but, you know, so if you don't want to be that person, you know, you don't have to be that person, you know, so start showing up as the person that you want to be. And that's even a manifestation, like action step in itself, okay? Now, okay, so the principles of manifestation. Okay, so beliefs, okay? Now, these are just a brief summary. We will get into each one of these shortly, okay? So beliefs, okay. So beliefs, you have to believe that manifestation is real. You have to believe in the process. You have to trust that it is going to work, okay? So if you don't believe that manifestation is going to work for you, it's not going to work, okay? If you don't believe that you can trust in the process, if you don't think that it's a real thing, you're never going to be able to manifest the things that you want, okay? Also, as well, another belief is whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, if you don't believe that you are capable of it, or if you don't believe that you are worthy of it, it's never going to happen. Okay, so if you don't believe that you can run your own business, if you don't believe that you're actually capable of running your own business, you're never going to be able to manifest it. If you don't believe that you are worthy of love, if you don't believe that you're worthy of being loved, you're never going to be able to manifest your dream partner. Okay, so just on this beliefs, so believing that, to trust in the process, and believing that you are worthy of what it is you're trying to manifest. Okay. Secondly, energy. So the energy that you give, like day to day, the energy that you give to your partner, your friends, your colleagues, the energy that you give to the universe, the energy that you give to people in shops, etc. And the energy that you give, that's what you get. Okay. Next point is action. Again, we do have to take the action steps. And unless you're willing to take the action, it's not going to happen. Okay. Lastly, surrendering. Okay, so this is again trusting in the process, and not trying to always control things. This is almost like, believing that it's going to happen and not feeling like you have to constantly be taking action over and over and over again in order to get what you want. It's having that faith that the universe is going to give you what it is that you want. Okay, so next, the how to. Okay, so deciding what it is that you want. Okay, so unless you know what it is that you want, you're not going to be able to manifest it, because you're not going to be moving in like a clear direction. Secondly, believe, which we've just touched on within one of the principles. Next thing is asking. So asking the universe for it. Next thing, action. Again, surrender, and then gratitude. So being grateful for what it is that you have, being grateful for something that you know is on the way to you, being grateful for something that you have manifested, because the more gratitude you can show to the universe, the more things that the universe is going to give you to be grateful for. Okay. Now, if there's any like questions or anything like that, we'll keep them to the end. Okay. We'll just run through everything, and if anybody is a bit unsure, just make a little note of it and we can come back to it then at the end. Okay. So the universe. Okay, so throughout the workshop, you will hear me refer to the universe. You'll hear me refer to it as the universe. Okay, so this is what works for me personally. Feel free to call it whatever you can connect with. Okay, like God, Source, Buddha, Jesus, the divine, whatever suits you. Okay, because no two people are the same, no two energies are the same. So whatever works here for you, go with that. There's no rule here. There's no, system that you have to go with for this. So whatever feels good for you here, go with that. Okay. I like to think of the universe. I know this might sound a little bit mad, but I like to think of the universe as a person. Okay. As this really like helps me to connect with the higher power. Okay. Like if like as human beings, we like to be able to see something in order to connect with it. And like, in my opinion, I can't imagine what the universe looks like apart from just one big black vastness. So for me, in order for me to really connect with it and be able to like connect with my manifestation powers, I like to think of the universe as a person. Okay. What you can do here is you can picture somebody maybe who has past belonging to you. You can picture somebody like a spiritual teacher that you really connect with, an author. It can be something like a tree or something like that, something of nature, something from nature. Again, whatever suits you here. Because as I said, the more you can kind of envision like the universe, as I call it, in your head, the more you're going to be able to connect with it. Okay, so whatever helps you to connect with this, go with that. Again, whatever suits you here, work away with that. Okay. Now, the universe doesn't go off what you just say or you do. They oversee everything that you do, believe, say, and think. They see the energy that you give every day. Okay. So remembering it's not about just what you say You know, it's like actions speak louder than words, you know. It's like if somebody tells you, oh, you can trust me, but their actions are showing that you can't trust them, they're always going to remain untrustworthy to you, you know. And the same can be said with this, okay. So just briefly again, the more you can connect with the higher power here, whatever you want to call it, the universe, God, Buddha, the divine source, whatever suits you, the more you can connect with that, the better, because it's going to get you to kind of understand the whole process a little bit more, and kind of pay more attention to things, you know. Yeah, so that's just something that I find really, really helped me. It's something that any clients that I've taught manifestation skills to, it's helped them kind of connect with it a little bit more as well. Okay, so this would be something that I would recommend. Okay. So beliefs. Okay, so again, in order to manifest your desires, you must have 2 beliefs. Okay. One, that you are worthy of what it is that you're trying to manifest. Okay. So I mean, doing a lot of self-worth work here, you know. So I mean, like if you're trying to manifest, we'll say, you know, like a business, your own business, self-employed, like your own company or whatever it is, just really doing the work surrounding the self-worth first of all, as opposed to trying to go you know, 10 steps ahead and trying to manifest. You know, like your belief work is essentially like the foundations here, we'll say the foundations of your house. So in order for you to actually be able to truly manifest, you have to believe that you're worthy. You have to believe that you're worthy of what you're trying to get, first of all, what you're trying to manifest. So I would really, really work on this first of all. Okay. Doing like some journal work could be a huge, huge tool here for you. So like, even now, like a quick prompt off the top of my head, if you are somebody who is kind of lacking in if you are lacking in self-worth, or you have that little bit of self-doubt about what it is that you're trying to manifest, a quick prompt there could be, what evidence do I have that I am not worthy of what it is that I'm trying to manifest? Again, just a quick prompt off the top of my head there. And just really, really digging into it, okay? Looking for the evidence to back up, you know, that self-doubt. And when there is no evidence to back up why you should have that self-doubt, that in itself should help. Yeah, so really, really working on the foundations here surrounding your beliefs, okay? Because again, if you don't work on the foundations, it's not going to work further down the line, okay? So next of all is believing in the process. Okay, again, like if you don't believe that you know, manifestation is going to work for you, it's really not going to work. Okay, so like if you have kind of like the naysayers will say about manifestation, you know, that it's kind of magic crap and it's not real and all this type of thing. It doesn't work for them because they're a naysayer, as you call it, you know. If you go into something, you know, saying this isn't going to work, yeah, it's not going to work for you, you know, that's obvious. So you have to believe that the process is going to work, okay? And unfortunately, sometimes the only way we can actually really, really have that faith is when something actually does come true for us, okay? So best thing would be to just go with it, give it a go. If you are a little bit kind of hesitant, if it is a real thing and it does work, just fall into it, fall into the manifestation, you know, give it your full faith, give it your full trust, and it will come true for you, okay? You just have to be willing to trust in it first of all, okay? Because that's the only way you're going to get that evidence of it, okay? Which I know is kind of like it's almost like a bit of a catch-22 or whatever you call it, but you do have to kind of fall into it in order for it to see that it's real, okay? Yeah, so again, this is our foundation, the beliefs. So believing that you're worthy and believing that manifestation is real and that the process does work, okay? So the energy, okay, so the energy you give the energy you give off every day is absolutely vital. Okay, as I said, the universe doesn't go off just what you say, it goes off how you act, think, feel, what you say, believe, etc. Everything. Okay, if you are spending your days angry, bitching about your colleagues or other low vibe emotions or actions, you are simply not going to be able to manifest. Okay, purely because you are literally so low vibe. Okay, you know, as I said, everything that we want to manifest, it's generally up on a high frequency. Okay, like we don't want to manifest things that are on a low vibe, low vibration. Okay, we don't want those things. So why would we ever expect to be able to get to things that are up here if we're acting and behaving every day with things that are down here? Okay, so like people mirror what energy you give to them. So if you are rude, expect to get that back in return. Okay, whatever you give, you will get. Okay, and it's when you can really have the awareness around your energy, like that's when you're really in alignment with what it is that you're trying to manifest. Okay, the more awareness that you can have, and the more awareness even that you can have around like mirroring, you know. So when you walk into a shop, if you know, okay, if I'm like really nice to this person, you know, if I'm really polite, you know, and just have that really good vibe about me, you know, you're going to get a better service than you would if you walked in there and you just were like, you know, that low, like we'll say rude, or, you know, we just weren't very friendly, etc. You know, like we all know people in our lives who seem to get like rude service or bad service wherever they seem to go. And person might not be able to figure out what it is, but what that is that's their own energy, and they just can't recognize that. Okay, they can't see that. So like it's not always the other person, you know. We can't, you know, when people kind of say, if like you point the finger at somebody, there's three pointing back at you, you know, you have to be willing to create awareness around your behavior, around your energy. Okay, so something that I would actually recommend that people do, that you all do every day, is literally check in with yourselves throughout the day, like an energy check. What energy am I giving today? Like what energy am I giving to my colleagues today? What energy am I giving to my friends today? You know, how am I acting? Everything like that, you know, just having just that check-in with yourself, an energy check every day, because the more awareness that you can have of the energy, the more awareness you have of what energy you're giving to people. So therefore, it's really going to get you to be in alignment with what it is that you want. Okay, so like creating awareness of your energy daily, this is how you will begin to be more in alignment with what it is that you want. More doors will open and you will therefore manifest more. Okay, so an extra manifestation tip: notice how you may automatically mirror other people's vibration that they present to you. Okay, when we notice this, we can almost use this to our advantage. Okay, you know, look at how we can almost control our life to a certain point. Okay, which I know this might sound a little bit strange and a little bit out there, but just give it a go. You know, you can have whatever it is you want. You can manifest, you know, getting like that friendly person in the shop who actually goes above, like completely above board to help you, you know, like you can have that, you know. So just really being aware of the energy, and being aware of like mirroring and seeing how you can use that to your advantage, and being able to manifest more, open more doors, be more in alignment, etc. Okay, so action. Okay, so again, back to the Range Rover or the BMW here. As it said, unfortunately we can't decide, right? I want the Range Rover, I want the BMW, and it's just out in the driveway. That's not unfortunately how it happens. Manifestation is amazing, but it's not magic. Okay, you must take action. Okay, So inspired and aligned action is how you will begin to move towards your desires, okay? So how we know something is inspired or aligned action, basically it's action that is for the greater good, okay? So like we'll say now, if you want the BMW or the Range Rover, aligned action would be doing something, you know, that makes you have that little bit more money in the bank to be able to afford it, okay? Like that will say is, so you may be doing an extra workshop, something like that, doing an extra couple of hours at your job, you know, trying to get a promotion, that's your aligned action here, okay? Whereas something that would not be considered inspired or aligned action would be going out and stealing a BMW or a Range Rover, or, you know, we'll say if you wanted a promotion at work, something here that would not be considered inspired or aligned action would be like getting the other person fired, you know, or doing something to negatively impact somebody else, okay? So a quick thing that I like to do in the morning is I like to actually go into a quick little meditation. And what I will ask in this meditation is just what action, you know, how can I take some aligned action today? You know, and that's literally the action that, or the question that I will go into my meditation with. And I'll get some answers, you know, some things will come up, some things will pop into my head, you know, because we are actually reflecting on, you know, the action steps, we're asking what we want, which is only going to be a good thing, you know. So that can be your aligned or inspired action. Like even your meditation practice in itself can be your aligned or inspired action, okay? So just some step-by-step action here. So immediate action, so something you can do literally right now to get one step closer to your desire, okay? So this now could be if you wanted to get that dream job, like when you get off the call here, when you get off the workshop, this could be you're going on to going online and looking for the job. This could be you do up your CV, okay? You know, so something you can do right now, okay? Short-term action, what you can do in the next day or two to move the needle towards your desire, okay? So this could be, you know, sending your CVs out to people. This could be, you know, we'll say if it's setting up the business, this could be, right, okay, I'm going to go and set up the bank account. I'm going to go and I'm going to register my business, something like that, okay? Medium-term action then is planning your weeks and months, setting mini goals and targets that inch you closer, okay? So like making that plan. So let's just say it's something like running a marathon, okay? This could be like, okay, so on, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm going to do X amount of kilometers, you know, and it's just like you're setting those mini goals, mini targets as you go on and on and on, okay? Now, obviously, this is very much the work side of things here. Action in general is quite the masculine side of things. This is very much the work as opposed to the woo-woo. But they're both equally as important, okay? So always remembering we can't just ask for something and expect it to just show up, okay? We do have to take action in order for us to be able to manifest, okay? And just an extra manifestation tip, each morning ask yourself this prompt in your journal. So what inspired action can I take today that will take me 1% closer to my desire, okay? All those 1%, they all add up, okay? Something might seem extremely insignificant some days. Some things might seem like they're not even worthy of anything, you know, but all those small steps, they add up, okay? An Olympic runner, they're showing up to training every single day. They don't show up, you know, only like a couple of weeks before the Olympics. You know, they're training for years for this, you know. All those 1%, they add up. And I mean, even if it's only 0.1% that you're moving closer towards something, you're still moving. you're still taking action, you're still progressing, okay? You're not remaining stagnant. And that's one of the most important things of all in terms of manifestation and just progress overall in life in general, okay? So even if something seems extremely insignificant at the time, in the bigger picture, it does add up to so much more, okay? So don't be afraid to take action, even if it seems like nothing, okay? Take that action anyway, because that's what's going to get you closer. That's what's going to matter at the end of the day, okay? Not like the massive leaps that you take. So again, really focusing on just the 1% every day. As I said, even if it's 0.1%, it's still bringing you closer to your desires, okay? Now, okay, so surrendering to the universe, okay? So the definition of surrender is to hand over. So you simply release your need to control when and how it will happen, and you're handing it over to the universe to take care of it for you, okay? So there is such a thing as like a manic manifester, okay? This is when somebody is completely in their masculine energy and trying to control everything, okay? Now, we'll get into masculine and feminine energy now shortly after this, in case somebody is like, what is masculine and feminine energy? So just going back to like being a manic manifester and is trying to control everything. Think of it like this, okay? If somebody says, I'll cook for you tonight, okay, and they say they're going to cook a roast dinner, okay, and the whole time they're cooking, you asked them to cook for you, and they're like, yeah, I'll cook for you, okay, and the whole time that they're cooking, you're over their shoulder, right, and you're like, oh no, I'll make this, I'll make that, I'll do this, I'll do that, no, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong, and you're constantly saying, is it ready yet, are you doing that right? Come on, hurry up. Eventually that person is going to be like, do you know what, piss off, make your own dinner. And the same can be said like with the universe, okay? Again, picture the universe as a person. It's times like this where I feel like that kind of comes in handy there, when you can actually picture the universe being a person, okay? Because you can kind of connect with this, like this kind of this part of manifesting a lot easier. Like it's easier for you to surrender and let go when you can almost see the person, okay, as opposed to like just surrendering and just like, oh my god, I actually can't envision anything at all, okay? So that's basically, you have to trust in the process, and you have to let go. Surrendering is also embracing the feminine, okay? So I hope that all makes sense. I know this is part of it where people can be a little bit iffy and a little bit kind of lost. Again, this is a part where I found it hard to keep it a little bit shorter, because as I said, there is so much to it, okay? So an extra manifestation tip again, if you feel you struggle to embrace your feminine, or if you feel like that you struggle to like trust in the process and let go, you can invest in like a little rose quartz crystal. Like this is my own one here. This is tiny, this was only a couple of euro. They can be bought in like every crystal shop. Rose quartz is probably the most bought crystal. It's probably the most popular crystal. It's kind of like, I know it was my first crystal I ever bought anyway, it was rose quartz, and I'd say a lot of people on this call probably think the same as well, that it was the first one that they bought, and as I said, it's affordable as well, and it helps to purify and opens the heart at all levels to promote love, which is ideal for anyone looking to connect more to their feminine side, which will also help with letting go, surrendering, and just showing that kind of more loving side, that more feminine side, which we'll get into now shortly as well. So just with the rose quartz, I sleep with this next to my bed or underneath my pillow. I feel like rose quartz, having it in the bedroom is just, it's just a nice place for it to be, when you are asleep, when you're trying to go to sleep, when you're relaxing, you are in that really feminine energy, and I do feel like that does help. Okay, so so if anybody does want to get into them, want to really embrace their feminine energy, I would definitely recommend a rose quartz crystal. Okay, so just bouncing back to surrendering, again, this can be one of the hardest parts of manifesting, and especially if we don't see results straight away, it can be like we can get a little bit impatient, and again, try and remember even the silly little analogy of someone cooking you dinner, you know, if you can kind of envision that type of situation when you are feeling a little bit impatient, that could help you to like embrace your feminine energy and to surrender. Okay, showing patience and trusting the universe is very, very much a huge part of the process. Okay, so really trying to hone in on this. Okay, there are so many videos out there, so many things on Google and everything about surrendering. If it is something that you do feel like you're struggling with, obviously my inbox is always open if anybody does want to learn more about it. And there is, as I said, there's so much online as well about how to surrender and trust the universe just that a little bit more as well. Okay, because as I said, it can be one of the most challenging parts, especially if we don't see something straight away. So just to carry on with the feminine energy and the masculine energy. Okay, so feminine versus masculine, yin versus yang, night versus day, moon versus sun, winter versus summer, everything. Okay, like the yin yang symbol, I'm sure you'll all know it, you know, the black and white with the two little dots either side, which we all seem to see around the place, but a lot of the time we don't even know what it actually means. Okay, so traits such as nurturing, sensitivity, supportiveness, gentleness, warmth, expressiveness, humility, affection, tenderness, being emotional, understanding, devoted have been cited as feminine energy traits. I did not realize I put that many examples in there. For me personally, think of the stereotypical Irish mammy. Okay, they're very, very feminine. Okay, they put everybody else's needs above their own. Like they're gentle, they're warm, they're loving, they're modest, they're humble, you know, like they're affectionate, emotional, everything like that. Okay, so that's how I like to actually, when I was first learning about masculine and feminine, that's how I would kind of remember it. Okay, so stereotypical Irish mammy. Okay, that is kind of like the nice little example that I used at the start to help me kind of like remember it. Okay, yeah, so traits traditionally viewed as masculine energy include strength, courage, independence, leadership, assertiveness. Okay, so like taking action would be very, very masculine. Okay, so without the feminine energy, we cannot nurture, we cannot relax, we cannot recharge or come at things as your best and patient self. Okay, your feminine energy is what allows you to connect to your higher self. Okay, to trust in the universe and know that your desires are on the way. Okay, some people can be like, some women can be quite feminine and they can be quite masculine as well. Okay, it doesn't actually matter like what sex you are. Like I suppose myself, I would go through phases, but I would be generally quite a masculine woman in terms of my energy, particularly so in my business. And yes, this can be a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing. Why it can be a bad thing is it could lead to something like burnout. You know, it can lead to me prioritizing my work above other things. So that's why we do need that balance. Okay, you can have some extremely feminine, you can have some extremely feminine men as well. Okay, and excuse me, this can be, we'll say, like quite gentlemen, men who aren't extremely assertive, men who aren't leaders, we'll say, men who aren't very courageous, who might hold back a little bit, okay? So as I said, you don't need to be a woman to be feminine, you don't need to be a man to be masculine, okay? The goal is to have a mix of the two, a perfect balance of the two, a blend of the two, okay? We need the masculine energy to take action. We need the feminine energy to be able to trust in the universe, show faith, you know, and to be able to actually generally just trust in the whole process, and let go and surrender, okay? So yeah, so again, in order to manifest our desires, we need to be a balance of both of the masculine taking action and the feminine trusting that the universe will provide for us, okay? So again, I hope that all makes sense for everyone, okay? Now, so how to manifest, okay? So get clear on what it is you want. If you're not sure what it is that you want, you cannot manifest, you know. If you kind of think, oh, I want that, you know, but I kind of want that too, the universe is going to be like, I don't have a clue what this person wants, so they're not even going to try and take you to they're not going to try and lead you to anything, okay? So you have to be clear on what it is you want and get as specific as you can, okay? Like the universe, as I said, if you kind of want that and you kind of want this and they're two different things, it's not going to be able to lead you to it whatsoever, okay? So yeah, so really get clear on what it is that you actually want, and as I said, get as specific as you possibly can, okay? So secondly, believe that you are worthy. Believe in the process, okay? As I said, we've already been through this now, but if you don't believe that you are worthy of it, you won't be given it. If you don't believe that you are capable, it won't happen, okay? So again, like, this is your foundation, you know, this is the foundations of your house. If you don't believe that you are worthy of it, it's not going to happen. You're never going to achieve that goal of, you know, running a marathon if you actually are like, I'm never going to be able to run that marathon. Like, you know, if you're saying that to yourself every single day, you're never going to be able to run the marathon, like, you know, and you have to be so mindful of that. So you might not even be like aware that you are believing that you aren't capable of it. You know, so what I would say is, like, be mindful, like, from this day on now, being mindful, like, what you're saying to yourself internally every day about, like, your goals and what you want, because if you're telling yourself, as I said, the universe hears it, okay? It doesn't go off what you're saying or how you act. It goes off your energy. It goes off what you're telling yourself, okay? So if you're telling yourself every day, no, I can't have that, you know, Jesus, you're never going to be able to achieve that. That's never going to happen. You know, you're not worthy enough of that. It's never going to happen, okay? So again, working on that foundation, that's the foundation of your house, and really, really working on that, okay? So thirdly, ask the universe, okay? Ask it out loud. Pray, meditate, write it in your journal, visualize yourself living your desired life, say it in an affirmation, whatever feels right for you. Again, this is where your own personal touch comes in, okay? For me personally, I use my two things that I use the most are writing it in my journal and saying it in an affirmation, okay? My clients that are on this call with me will know how strong I feel about affirmations. I feel like they're one of, like, the most overlooked things of overlooked tools of personal development. They can help you so much, but you have to resonate with the affirmation, okay? It has to be your language, your terminology, something that you would say that you want to believe about yourself, okay? So you have to connect with it. So for me, if I want something to be my reality, I write it in my journal or I say it in an affirmation, okay? And something that I wrote in my journal a year and a half ago, I want to be self-employed. You know, I want to be a self-employed coach. I want to be able to help people. I would say this in an affirmation: I am a self-employed, like, literally say the exact thing that you want. I am a self-employed life coach. And that was my goal. That was my desire. and that's now my reality. Okay. And you can have that exact thing happen for you. Okay. And when you are saying it in the affirmation, as I said, it has to resonate with you. So connect with what you're saying. Okay. Like really let your emotions be like the driving force behind it. Okay. So the more you can connect with your desire when you are writing it, meditating on it, saying it out loud, saying an affirmation, the more you can connect with that as you're doing that, and the more you can kind of like really get that emotion to come up with there, the better, because like we do everything in like we have an emotional tie to everything. Okay. Like we don't do something really unless we have an emotion behind it. We do things, everything is connected to an emotion. Basically everything that we do, everything that we want is connected to an emotion. Okay. So like let your emotion, like tie your emotion to what it is that you want, and let your emotion be like your driving force there. Okay. Now, so next of all, so take inspired action. Okay. Take the action required for you to move a step closer. Okay. Obviously this is, really leaning into the masculine here, taking the action steps and doing the work day in, day out. It's all about the 1%, or, even less, 0.1%, whatever it is, and just taking those action steps day by day by day. And if you are taking the action, and if you are believing that you're worthy of it, and you've asked the universe for it, there's no reason why you can have it. Like genuinely, there is no reason why you cannot have it. Okay. Next of all, again, surrender to the universe, embrace the feminine, lean more into those traits that we discussed a few minutes ago. Okay. Another thing as well for embracing your feminine would be doing more things like what we say, like resting. Okay. So like, I suppose like years ago, I would have been a person who would have like went 7 days a week, like to the gym, was like, go, all that. Now I'm like, okay, no, like that's my masculine. Now I'm more like, okay, no, I'm going to rest more, I'm going to listen to my body more. I'm going to nurture myself more. I'm going to have the lay-in instead, or, I'm going to have a bath instead, which is more of the feminine thing. Okay. Of the more of the feminine energy. Okay. So doing things like we'll say resting here would be a massive feminine action step that you can take. Okay. So like we'll say having an early night, closing down the laptop an hour earlier than you did, for the past couple of weeks. Another thing as well that is very good for embracing your feminine energy would be spending more time in nature. Okay. Hug the tree. Hug the tree, go for it. Go by water. Water is quite feminine as well. And just embrace nature, because that is massively feminine as well. Okay. So and of course as well your rose quartz as well, as I spoke about, and yeah, that will really help you embrace into your feminine. Okay. Lastly, show gratitude. Okay. The more grateful that you are for what you have and receive, the more the universe will give you. Okay. So show gratitude at all times. Okay. So if you show the universe that you're grateful for something, the universe is going to see that you're grateful for it and just give you more things for you to be grateful for. Okay. Which I hope I didn't butcher that explanation, but yeah, if you're grateful for something, the universe is going to see that, be like, okay, they're grateful for that. So, they're showing gratitude. I'm going to give them more things to be grateful for. Okay. Again, connect with this as if it's a person. Imagine this is a person that you can connect with, and let that help you with getting kind of like your head around like manifesting, imagining it's a person will help you to really resonate with it, and being more mindful of like things like your energy, things like that you say, how you behave, your beliefs, etc. Okay. So yeah, so to summarize the workshop, firstly, work on your beliefs, all about the self-worth. Okay. You cannot manifest if you don't believe you are worthy of it. And it's truly as simple as that. Okay. And I, like, as I said, working, it's the foundation of your house. Okay, so really working on that first of all, as opposed to, you know, trying to rush ahead with everything. Really work on your beliefs around it. And as I said, my inbox is always open in regards to questions about how to help with your self-worth, how to help about what you believe about yourself, and so on. Okay, so foundation of the house, belief. Okay. So secondly, pay attention to your energy. What you give, that is what you will receive. Okay. People mirror you. People mirror your energy that you give. People mirror the emotion that you give. Okay. So always focus on the energy. Okay. And even when you can see this, you know, I suppose it works both ways. So even when you can see when somebody is acting rude towards you, or somebody's acting like any kind of negative emotion or any kind of low vibe emotion or action towards you, we are quick to mirror them. Okay, so even by you having your awareness around this, it can actually get you to show more patience as well. Okay, because you're not going to be as quick to react to them and mirror their mood or their energy or their behavior, because you're going to be worried about my energy. Okay, so like what you give, you receive. Okay. Or sorry, that doesn't even make sense. I think I butchered that explanation there. Next of all, take action. Take action regularly. Okay. Take action, as I said, the 1%, they are the things that matter. Okay. Lastly, trust the universe. It will work. You will get there. It might take a little bit of time. Some things take longer than others. But if you believe that it's going to happen, and if you believe that you're worthy of what it is that you're trying to manifest, okay, if you believe that and you take the action regularly, it will happen. Okay, but before it happens, you have to trust it will happen. Okay, so I know that can kind of be like, oh Jesus, but like you have to trust in it before it will actually happen. Okay, so again, it's almost like that catch-22, you know, but trust in it and it will happen. Like there are a little story there. Jim Carrey, he used to be homeless. He lived in his car. He carried around with him in his pocket a check, right? A check written for Jim Carrey for $10 million. Okay. And he used to sleep in his car. But every day he would wake up and he would look at that check, and he would know that one day he is going to get $10 million for acting. And he kept that faith all of the time. And I think however long later, I'm not too sure of the exact time length it took, but his big break was Dumb and Dumber, and he got paid $10 million for Dumb and Dumber, and that is a true story. So like if Jim Carrey can go from living in his car to making $10 million and being this massive worldwide known actor, you know, you can have whatever you want. And remember that, you know, use those stories as, you know, if they can do it, why can't I? Okay. Yeah, so I just love that story about Jim Carrey. I think it can be so inspiring, and it can help you kind of stay on track with your own manifesting journey as well. Okay, so best of luck on your manifesting journey. I hope you enjoyed the workshop and are ready to begin manifesting your dream life. Okay, trust the process, be patient, take the action, and it will happen. I promise you, it will happen. Okay, so just keep going with it. As I said, obviously I'll take some time now to answer some questions you might have. And as I said, my inbox is always open as well if anybody is looking to learn more about things as well. Okay, I can point you in the right direction. I can answer any questions you might have. Okay, so sorry, I'm still figuring this out, that we are, sorry now. Okay, here we go, right there in front of me. Right, okay, so if anybody has any questions, you can now answer them. You can write them in the chat box if you don't feel comfortable talking on camera. If you do feel comfortable talking on camera, you can just unmute yourself and just shout away, okay? Okay, so I don't think we have any questions, do we? As I said, ask away in the chat box if you don't feel comfortable writing or talking on camera or talking out loud, okay? Yeah, so look, I'll just give you another couple of minutes there if you do have any questions. Okay, is there any signs that your manifestations are on their way? Yes, great, yeah, great question, Jason. So, okay, so things that some people call coincidences, but other people call them synchronicities, okay? I like to refer to them as synchronicities. So this would be your little signs like angel numbers, you know, like your 111, 222, etc., which all actually have individual meanings as well, okay? And when you do actually see these as well, what I like to say is I actually just like to kind of just say like a little kind of thank you, which I know might sound a little bit strange, seeing something and saying, oh, thank you. But it's just me showing a little bit of gratitude to the universe, which is therefore going to help me manifest even more things, okay? Things like, you know, thinking about somebody and then seeing them, thinking about somebody and then they might text you, hearing a specific song on the radio come on, or yeah, you know, that's speaking to you, you know, like your song will say, or a song you have with somebody, a song that's really kind of where you are in life at the moment. That would be another synchronicity. Things like, you know, your white feather, those type of things. And as I said, when you do see those things, show gratitude, you know, say thank you, or whatever it is that you want to do there to show a little bit of gratitude. And when you do show that gratitude, you know, that's how you are just going to manifest more things, okay? So always show the gratitude when you see these little signs, okay? Yeah, so they'd be your little synchronicities to let you know that you are on the right path. They're like crumbs from the divine to say, look, keep going, you know, keep going, you're on the right path, keep going, okay? So yeah, thanks for your question, Jason. So again, I'll just give you a minute or two there to see if you have any more questions for me, okay? No problem, Jason. Is there anywhere locally in Cork that would sell the rose quartz crystals? Yes, so inside in town, in Cork City, there is Dervish, and that would be like the biggest crystal shop. That is on Cornmarket Street. Yeah, as I said, that would be like the biggest one. They have a huge selection. Like they're like a crystal shop basically, and they sell things like angel cards, and they have some books as well upstairs. So that would be the first place I would go. There's also Health and Vitality as well. That is also on Cornmarket Street. That is across the way from the corn store. So that is a health shop with like a small selection of crystals. And then there's another place in the market as well, in the English market. I don't actually know the name of the shop, but they have a small selection of a few stones. If you did want to go there, I would definitely recommend Dervish or Health and Vitality, though probably Dervish mostly. They would have a huge selection, and the staff are really helpful as well. And it's just an absolutely divine shop as well. Anyway, so even if you weren't going in there for crystals, going in there just for everything in general, really, to be honest with you, it's just absolutely gorgeous, that shop. Oh yeah, they do actually, yeah, Joyce. I call it Bauhaus, but I'm not too sure if that's how it's called, Bauhaus. I don't know. That's in the TK Maxx Centre, actually, the Cornmarket Centre. Yeah, good home, Joyce. But say if there was, so a question from Haley, say if there was 4 or 5 things you want to manifest, would you ask for them all at once or at one time, or does it matter? Okay. So when we're trying to manifest, I would generally start with the thing that you kind of want to manifest the most. Okay. Like I suppose, most, I suppose not everything, but a lot of the things that we want, they generally kind of tie in with each other. Okay. So let's just say you want to manifest, your own business. Okay. And you want to manifest, we'll say, like a new couch or something like that, like obviously they don't tie in with each other, but I suppose like saying things like your affirmations, saying, so like saying things like your affirmations and writing it in your journal. Sorry, I think I'm after butchering this explanation now, but staying consistent with all of them. Yes, there is going to be one thing you probably want more than the rest of them, but you can focus your energy on multiple different things at once, but yes, to answer your question, basically you can manifest a few different things. You just have to remain connected to all of them, which is where it can get a little bit messy. But if you keep going consistently, like with your meditation practice, with your affirmation practice, with your visualization, you will be able to get there. Obviously, it'll take a bit more time to be able to manifest 4 or 5 things as opposed to just one thing. But keeping going with them regularly, doing your manifestation rituals and techniques will you will get there. Okay. So I hope that made sense now, Haley. So just another question from Emer. Are there any other crystals that are useful for manifestation? Yes, so there is citrine. So this is my bit of citrine. This is for manifesting abundance. I love my citrine. I really, really feel connected with this. Citrine can be a little bit more expensive than like your rose quartz and things, but it is a powerful crystal in my personal opinion. As I said, I can really, really resonate with this. I can really, really connect with this. Pyrite as well. So Pyrite, pyrite is another one as well. And green adventurine, I think it's called. I have one of those as well. That's also for like wealth, wealth, finances, etc. Those, so they're the 2 ones I have. I don't have pyrite. It's just not a crystal I ever felt really kind of connected or drawn to get. But I would definitely recommend so pyrite, green adventurine, or citrine. They would be your main ones for manifesting. And then obviously we have your rose quartz then as well for embracing the feminine energy as well. Okay. Now, like, you can kind of get like lost in crystals because there's so many different ones of them, and every one of them has, so many benefits, and you can kind of get a little bit distracted at times. So I kind of like to keep mine like, if kind of, what's it called, quality over quantity, and really connect with the ones that I do have, as opposed to having loads and loads of them. Okay. But citrine, pyrite, and green adventurine would be the 3 ones that I would recommend for manifesting. So Haley, would you leave all your crystals in the same place? Well, for me personally, no. Like, I suppose for me, I leave my rose quartz and like my amethyst, I would leave them in my bedroom, and I would sleep with them under my pillow, just because like amethyst is great for sleep, and rose quartz, when you are resting, for me it's kind of like it's really helping me embrace the resting. It's really helping me embrace the feminine energy, so that's why I keep them in my room. But things like, we'll say like my citrine, I would keep that then in my office. So like they say then, like things like, like different crystals in different places in your house can bring that energy to that particular room. So like keeping like a stone for protection, you could have one of those like at your front door, you know, so something like a black tourmaline, you could keep that at your front door to protect negative energies coming into your house, you know. So like there's no, I wouldn't be a crystal expert by any means, but I wouldn't keep all my crystals in the same place all the time. But like I would kind of scatter them all over the place, but like I don't think you're doing any great harm. The only rule, I suppose, with crystals is not to keep them in a drawer. I don't know why that is, but they say just not keep them in a drawer together. Yeah, so I hope that answers your question, Hayley. Would a crystal bracelet with a few different crystals on it work as well as the individual crystals? I wouldn't see why not. For me, I do find that my actual crystals are a lot more powerful than an actual crystal bracelet. But again, like quality over quantity, you know. So like if you like I suppose if you're having like a bracelet with like loads and loads of different crystals on it, loads and loads of different ones, like loads of different properties, loads of different uses on there, you know, it can kind of get a little bit kind of messy. So for me, as I said, quality over quantity, but like you can get like a bracelet with like just rose quartz on it, and I wouldn't see why that wouldn't help. Why that wouldn't help you connect with it more. I wouldn't see why that wouldn't be as beneficial. The only thing about those type of bracelets, making sure that you're getting them from an actual proper crystal shop, because you can get like crystal bracelets in like H&M and Pennies and stuff, and like they're probably not actually real, you know, they're probably not actually the real deal. So I would definitely recommend getting them in an actual crystal shop as opposed to somewhere like Pennies or H&M or wherever it is, you know. But yeah, no, to answer your question, I wouldn't see why they can't, why they wouldn't help you, you know, as long as it's obviously a real rose quartz or whatever crystal it is you have on the bracelets. So I have a small citrine in my purse at all times. Pinterest have great info on crystals. Yes, they do. When I actually was first learning about crystals, Pinterest was a huge thing for me. That was like where I learned everything. So if you do want to learn about crystals, like chakras as well, even more like things about like manifestation as well, on their Pinterest is actually fab. Yeah, Joyce, yeah, unreal, great shout. And yeah, keeping a small citrine in your purse. I actually used to do that, and then I changed purses and I never actually put it back in. So you're after reminding me to do that. But yeah, like crystals can be a great tool. I love mine, and I know they're not for everybody, which is fine. You know, you don't have to have crystals to be able to manifest, you know. Some people love them, some people just think they're crap, you know, which they're entitled to their opinion. For me, they just give me a lot of comfort, a lot of joy. So I see no reason, you know, why I shouldn't use them. You know, I'm not spending hundreds of euro a week on them. I'm spending a couple of euro here and there. And yes, people might say to you, like my partner, you know, he says, oh, they're just rocks, you know, but even if it's a placebo for me, you know, they're helping me and I'm not doing any harm to anybody, you know. So yeah. Are salt lamps of any benefit, like crystals? I personally love my salt lamps. So I have a what's it called? A Himalayan salt lamp. And I also have a selenite lamp as well. And I personally find them very good. I find them quite soothing. I have heard of people with kids saying that when they had them in the kids' bedroom, it really helped like soothe them and stuff. I wouldn't be a massive expert on like the lamps and things like that. But I know that they do have a lot of good qualities like for killing negative energies as well and stuff like that. I'm not actually, as I said, I'm not 100% sure on that now, to be honest with you. Oh, Joyce, Jesus, Joyce, you're my woman here for me. Salt lamps are fab. They kill off the negative ions in the air, and they are very comforting to have. Yeah. We recently got a selenite tower lamp in Dervish. You love it. Yeah. I know, I'm in and out to Dervish like a mad woman. Yeah, and as even the lighting as well, you know, it's a lot more soothing. Like that's what I have on here now, and I know it's a lot more kind of more mood lighting. And for me, it's quite soothing, and I know that they have health benefits as well. But again, not a massive expert, so I couldn't answer you with loads of information there, unfortunately. But yeah, they are lovely. I have 3 in the house and a selenite lamp, and they're absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, does anybody have any more questions in regards to anything else? If not, obviously we can wrap it up here. As I said, my inbox is always open if anybody does want to reach out to ask any questions about anything. I will be sending over the manifestation journal as well, okay? And there will be a little video with that as well on how to actually use the journal as well. So you're not just kind of given the journal and, you know, don't have a clue what to do with it. You know, there's a little video on how to actually use it as well, okay? And I would recommend maybe like I suppose, if you can, I know now not a lot of us have printers, but if you have a printer, printing it off and kind of getting into it, you know, having a little bit of fun with this, you know, playing around with it a little bit, or else just keeping it on your phone and doing it on your phone, whatever suits you, or putting it on your laptop or something like that, okay? So that will be sent over to you after the call here as well, okay? Oh, you're welcome, girls. Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed it, guys. Thanks a million for joining me. And as I said, any questions at all, my door is open, my inbox is open. So yeah, okay. So I hope everyone has a lovely Sunday night, and I will talk to you all soon. Okay, thanks guys. Bye.